Your code is 25.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you explain something about yourself? A brief introduction.
Sure, ma'am. I'm Ratnapriya Shrivastava. I was born in Motihari, a small town in Bihar, and I was raised in Bhopal. I did my schooling from Bhopal, St. Joseph Co-ed School. After that, I graduated from Chanakya National Law University, and I did my post-graduation from NLSIU Bangalore.
Okay. LLM किया है?
Yes, ma'am, in human rights.
NLM?
And NLSIU Bangalore.
Okay. Okay. ठीक है. Stream क्या थी आपने? किस?
Ma'am, human rights.
Human rights में किया है. Okay. Very good. ठीक है. जज क्यों बनना चाहती हैं? Why you want to become a judge? आप टीचिंग में बहुत अच्छा कर सकती हैं.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the reason I went for post-graduation was to gain some more knowledge. I always wanted to become a judge.
Okay.
The reason being that when I was searching for various career paths, the one that I should opt, this incident is of the year 2015. So I came across a concept known as Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept which helps one person to choose the path in which they should go ahead in their career. Now, what it says that we should ask ourselves 4 questions: what the world needs right now, what you are good at, what you enjoy doing, and for what you can be paid for. And I think that judiciary was the answer for this question, and I thought that that is my ikigai.
Okay.
That's the
इसके अलावा भी आपका कोई motivation है क्या? Family?
Yes, ma'am. So I come from a family of professors and lawyers from my paternal and maternal side. So my maternal grandfather, great grandfather, and uncle, they are lawyers. So
Okay.
my mother did mold me to get into this legal stream, but choosing judiciary was solely my decision.
Okay. ठीक है. आपके according to you, what should be the qualities of a judge?
Ma'am, according to me, the first and foremost quality is that the judge should be impartial, and he should be able to listen to the other party, actually both the parties, without any prejudice in his mind, so that he can come to an opinion rather than getting to an opinion first and then listening to the facts so as to support the opinion. So the first and foremost quality would be to be impartial. That would be my answer, ma'am.
ओके ओके ठीक है. अच्छा, ये बताइए, इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट में फैक्ट को कितनी तरह से डिफाइन किया है?
Ma'am, according to Section 3 of Indian Evidence Act, fact has been defined under 2 categories. First is the state of things, the relation of things, and other is the psychological facts. They haven't used the word psychological facts, but the essence of the statement is that the other is psychological facts.
अच्छा बताइए, रेपुटेशन या इंटेंशन, रेपुटेशन हटाइए, इंटेंशन क्या है? इंडियन पीनल कोड में इंटेंशन क्या है? एक्टर्स रिया और मेंस रिया किस कैटेगरी में आएगा?
It would come under mens rea, under IPC.
Mens rea. So intention is a fact or not?
Yes, ma'am. Intention is a fact.
It's a fact. So it can be proved by various evidences?
Yes, ma'am. It can be.
तो अगर इंटेंशन को प्रूव करना हो तो क्या वो एविडेंसेस हैं, क्या वो तरीके हैं जिससे आप इंटेंशन को प्रूव कर सकते हो कोर्ट में?
Ma'am, the act of the party, the preparation that was done by him, that could be one of the ways of proving the intention.
Intention को प्रूव करना, is it compulsory to prove the intention or court may infer the intention?
Ma'am, in some cases it is compulsory to prove the intention, while in some cases the intention is not required. For example, in offenses.
No. I'm asking, is it compulsory to prove intention before the court, or court may infer intention from various evidences produced by the parties?
Yes, ma'am. The court can infer intentions.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. For example, in section 114 of the Indian Evidence Act, it states that the court may infer the intention of the party. For example, if something is found in his presence, some stolen property is found in his presence, and the person is not able to justify how it came into his possession, the court can infer that yes, he stole that property.
ओके, अच्छा ये बताइए, अगर कोई 302 का मैटर है,
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, प्रोसिक्यूशन कहता है कि मिस्टर ए ने मिस्टर बी को मार दिया, इनिशियल बर्डन किसके ऊपर होगा इसे कोर्ट में प्रूव करने के लिए कि मिस्टर
Upon,
ए, हाँ,
upon the prosecution, ma'am.
upon the prosecution. Now, after that,
Then if the prosecution is unable to discharge this burden of proof, then the accused will be set free. And if he is able to discharge this proof, then the accused will be given a chance to uh, make his case.
okay, डिफेंस में वो अपने एविडेंसेस प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ते हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
आपका ऑप्शन भी था क्या?
Yes, ma'am.
प्रियम्बल याद?
Yes, ma'am. I've tried to memorize it.
Yes.
We, the people of India, solemnly resolve to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to ensure to all its citizens justice of free. I'm just a minute.
Okay, type of
justice,
justice की बात करेगा इसके बाद वो justice economic.
Justice, social, economical, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, freedom and worship,
ठीक है.
equality, sorry, opportunity of status and equality. I'm forgetting.
ठीक है, okay, इसको आपको पढ़ना है. प्रियम्बल तो
Yes,
याद
ma'am, I
होगा,
will.
कोई बात नहीं. अच्छा, आपने बोला be the people of India.
Yes, ma'am.
So the ultimate sovereignty lies.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The ultimate sovereignty lies in the people of India.
Why? क्यों ऐसा कहते हैं?
Because it is the people of India that have adopted this constitution.
Okay. यहाँ पर एक जो टर्म आपने बोली सॉवरेन, सोशलिस्ट, सेक्युलर, इसमें क्या प्रियम्बल में कभी अमेंडमेंट किया गया है और इनको कब जोड़ा गया है?
Yes, ma'am. The term secular and socialist were added by the 42nd Amendment of our Constitution.
What is the meaning of secular?
And secular means that the nation, that the country will not have its own religion, but rather it will respect all the religions that are followed by the people of India.
So the term secular was added in the year of 1976.
Yes, ma'am.
Before 1976, we were secular or not?
Ma'am, we were secular. Before 1976 as well. It was just that they have prominently mentioned it in the preamble.
How can you say that we were secular before 1976? Is it
because the fundamental rights that were granted since the inception, they provide freedom of religion to each and every individual of our country.
Okay. अच्छा बताइए, आपने फंडामेंटल राइट्स के बारे में बात की, कहाँ से हमने अडॉप्ट किया है इनको, the concept of fundamental right?
They were prominently adopted from the Constitution of USA.
Okay, what do you mean by fundamental rights? Human rights आपने वैसे भी आप.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, should I explain human rights or fundamental rights?
First, अच्छा, okay. What's the difference between human right and fundamental right?
Yes, ma'am. So human rights are those rights that are inalienable, and they are granted to a human, or say they are inherent in a human being just because the person is born as a human being. Okay. Whereas fundamental rights, as per our constitution, these are those rights that have been granted by our constitution to each and every person. Some are granted to the citizen, while some are granted to non-citizens as well. Well, human rights, they are granted to each and every individual, every human being. That would be the basic difference.
Okay. कौन-कौन से वो fundamental rights हैं जो केवल citizens को available हैं?
Yes, ma'am. The fundamental right, as mentioned under Article 15, 16, 19, and also 25, 29, and
25 केवल citizens को है?
Ma'am, I need to read this once more. I'm getting a bit confused. Maybe it's
29
available.
and 30.
29
It's
30. Yes, ma'am. 25 is available to each and every person and
yeah.
not just citizens.
ओके 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 ठीक है. हिजाब का मैटर
Yes,
देख
ma'am.
रहे होंगे आप तो
Yes,
इज एन
ma'am.
इशू. तो हिजाब का जो मैटर है, क्या ये सेक्युलरिज्म की जो स्पिरिट है, क्या इसको वॉयलेट करता है अकॉर्डिंग टू यू? आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है हिजाब पर? आप अपने विषय में बताइए.
Ma'am, hijab is a very long and old customs of
चलिए,
the.
आपके कोर्ट में अगर ये मैटर आ जाता फिर आप क्या
Ma'am.
करते?
Ma'am, what I believe is that educational institute, they are a secular institute, and if we are not to impose secular thoughts on religious institute, in the same way we shouldn't impose religious thoughts on secular institute. There should be uniformity, and if the institution has prescribed some uniform, the students must abide it. But if there is a way in which a middle path can be reached, for example, in case of Sikhs, what they do is that they wear a turban of the color of the uniform. So if
Yes.
that could be done with the hijab as well, provided the code accepts it as an essential religious practice, then that would satisfy that would result as a middle ground.
ओके ओके.
So
सो इसेंशियल आपने रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिस की बात की.
yes, ma'am.
आप बता सकती हैं कि हिंदू धर्म की इसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिसेस क्या हैं?
Ma'am, the court has in many cases said what not are the essential religious practices, but a few that would come in my mind that hasn't been any upheld in any of the judgment, but it would be like offering prayers. That would be one of the essential practices. And I'm unable to recall any other Hindu religious practice.
ओके ओके. अच्छा ये बताइए, ये नवरात्रों में जाकर मंदिर में पूजा करना,
Yes, ma'am.
कन्या खिलाना, सब प्रैक्टिसेस आपने देखी होंगी.
Yes, ma'am.
शिवरात्रि में रुद्राभिषेक करना, क्या ये रिलीजियस इसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिसेस हैं कि मंदिर में जाकर रुद्राभिषेक करना, मंदिर में जाके नवरात्रों में पूजा करना?
And these are religious practices, but
Essential
I
religious.
don't think that they are essential religious practices.
Yes, definitely नहीं है. तभी
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
कोरोना पैंडेमिक ने
That
स्टेट ने
they
इसको
were.
रेगुलेट किया और मंदिर में जाना मना किया. सो डेफिनेटली इसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिस में नहीं. वेरी गुड. आप जज बनना क्यों चाहती हैं? अगेन सेम.
Yes,
क्या
ma'am. That.
स्पेशल आपको लग रहा है कि अदर कैंडिडेट की अपेक्षा आपको क्यों वेटेज देना चाहिए इस इंटरव्यू बोर्ड को? क्या आपके अंदर ऐसी स्पेशलिटी है?
And because I think that as I mentioned, that the essential quality of a judge, that he or she should be impartial, or he should have the patience to hear both the parties. I think that I have that patience. I have those qualities, and I think that I can make a difference in the system. The society right now needs large number of judges because a huge number of cases are pending, and I want to contribute by helping to solve this problem in our society.
ओके ठीक है. अच्छा ये बता दीजिए बस हमें, योर कोड इज 25.
Yes, ma'am.
योर कोड इज 25. सो 25 को आप किन किन सेक्शंस में या आर्टिकल में बहुत ब्रीफ में आप कहाँ रिकॉल कर पा रही हैं 25 को?
Ma'am, first and foremost, Article 25, which is in use nowadays. So it talks about freedom of religion and the freedom to practice, profess, and propagate one's religion. Next would be Section 25 of CRPC, which talks about assistant public prosecutor.
Okay.
Next, if I have to say, IPC,
Indian Evidence Act.
Indian Evidence Act. It states that yes, it states Section 25 of Indian Evidence Act says that and confession made in the presence of police officer is not admissible in the court.
Why?
Because ma'am, they incorporated this section because what they thought that the police officers may sometimes use unruly methods to get a confession, and because they are also
प्रिवेंट करने के लिए क्या जुडिशरी ने कहीं गाइडलाइन दी है? कोई केस लो जो लॉकअप में टॉर्चर, थर्ड डिग्री टॉर्चर, कस्टोडियल डेथ, कस्टोडियल वायलेंस पर कोई PIL आया
Ma'am, I
किसी
think
NGO
it
की तरफ
was
से?
DK Basu versus State of West Bengal.
यस, और इसके बाद काफी अमेंडमेंट किए गए आपकी क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड में.
Yes, ma'am.
वेरी गुड,
Thank you, ma'am.
बहुत अच्छा है इनफैक्ट रत्न प्रिया, है ना. एंड आई एक्सपेक्ट अगर आप इतना बोल के आओगे देन 60+ फेवर. ओके.
Thank you, ma'am.
एंड
I'm
जो
just
बहुत अच्छा रहा है आपका इनफैक्ट. एक्चुअली ये काफी लाइक करते हैं स्टूडेंट, थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश मीडियम एंड NLU लास्ट टाइम का जो हम देखें. तो बाकी आपकी नॉलेज अच्छी है, अच्छे से रिवीजन करिए. आपके जो भी आपके ऑप्शनल है
yes, ma'am.
उन पर बहुत अच्छी कमांड करिएगा. और एविडेंस में स्पेशली अगर वो जाते हैं ना बहुत, तो आपका 137 जैसे चीफ में क्या क्वेश्चन, क्रॉस में क्या एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन, जैसे हॉस्टाइल विटनेस नेक्स्ट टाइम पूछेंगे आपसे और भी मॉक होंगे तो वहां पर जब आप अच्छा जाओगे ना फिर वो और डीप जाएंगे. जब इनिशियली देखते हैं बच्चे का उतना लेवल नहीं है तो वो बेसिक क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं, जब देखते हैं लेवल अच्छा है तो फिर वो डीप जाते हैं. तो
Yes,
आपको मैं सजेस्ट करूंगी कि आप जितनी गहराई में जाकर पढ़ पाइए उतना पढ़िए, क्योंकि आपका इनिशियल अच्छा जाएगा तो वो आपसे डीप क्वेश्चंस करें.
yes,
ओके.
ma'am.
ओके, थैंक यू.
मैम, तो वो जो रहता है कि आप जज क्यों बनना चाहते हैं,
हाँ,
उसका ये मेरा बहुत जेन्युइन आंसर है, बट मुझे नहीं पता कि ये बोर्ड को अच्छा लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा.